thoughts on how the game went the way it did.
What was that?
You have a general statement first. Your
No, you
interpretation.
can ask questions or whatever you want.
The perimeter shooting in the second half was a problem and a difference for you. Do you have any thoughts on how that worked out that way?
I mean, I think we both had 6 threes at half, so I think they made 5 more in the second half. And again, I mean, that's kind of what they're capable of doing. We knew that going in. If we just weren't tight all game with our kind of switching and what we like to do there, our communication and kind of executing, our plan. I didn't feel great even in the first half when our defensive number was pretty good. I thought we kind of left some guys that we shouldn't have left. But then we had stretches when we changed our coverage that was very good. And then again, we just made some mistakes at the end, made that costly one at the end.
You talked last year in this thing. You come in a tournament like this, it's a learning process. Find out what you've got, and as you're prepping for the season, can you give a little enlarge on that a little bit and how this played in it?
Well, I mean, you're gonna in tournaments like this, you're gonna be in a bunch of different situations. We were obviously in one there, and on me, I should have called a timeout as that thing was progressing and it didn't look great on the press break. I should have probably burned one. We had it in our 2 guards' hands. I trusted them, but it was just kind of junky, and I needed to call a timeout.
Ryan, could you just talk about overtime? You tie 71-71, they end up getting 15 time. Any thoughts on why that went that way?
I'm sorry, what's your question?
Overtime, they pulled
Overtime?
away. How that went for you guys? They pulled away. You were tied 71s.
Yeah, they executed. We messed up some switches. We weren't too very connected defensively. And then we had some trouble scoring, I guess. They were just better team in overtime and better team throughout the game. So we gotta be better. We gotta learn from this, and we got 2 more games. So we gotta flush this one and move on to the next 2.
Braden, he just mentioned got to learn from this. What can you take from this one?
Yeah, I mean, some buckets late, but got to be more consistent throughout the game. And I think first 30 minutes, just post, there wasn't much of a presence. They did a good job taking that away. So being more consistent throughout the game, and yeah, just being there when teams need me, being more consistent, communicating on defense, being more presence on that end, and yeah, I think like Ryan said, we got 2 more. So quick turnaround, which is the nice thing about this tournament. But yeah.
Mark, what were you guys looking for on that final possession of regulation? What were you trying to get into there?
Actually, we want KB going downhill.
You might have been asked this, I don't know, but Ryan or Braden, offensively, some of the troubles in the second half didn't go quite as smoothly. Shot selection, what do you guys see that went off the rails a little?
I thought they kind of bogged down some of our actions. They try to deny our actions a little bit, and we just got to be better at getting to that second action and being able to play through that. Getting more cuts, maybe some more zooms, and just being able to play when teams knock our action down, because I feel like that's what a lot of teams are going to try and do.
Yeah, just adding on to that, just like I mean, they were taking away Ryan the whole game, so just being able to get into actions when he's taken away on the inbounds, and first action isn't always going to be there. We've got really good sets, really good stuff, but they're a high pressure team. They got us out of our stuff, so just being able to get to that second action is a big thing for us.
Yeah, Mark, just how good is it for the team to be in situations like this and have practice in the late game situations and kind of have a chance to overcome adversity?
Well, hey, these tournaments provide a vast array of different situations. Like I said earlier, I mean, we had some in-game ones. We had some situations with switches that we didn't execute. We had some coverages that have been rock solid for us that probably weren't quite as rock solid. And like B. Huff said, some of our actions got bogged down. They did a nice job kind of bogging them down a little bit. We got to have the wherewithal to get to the next one and trust the next one and do another purposeful action, whether it's a ball screen or a pin down or a post touch. But again, I mean, that game came down to kind of execution at the end. And I just I should have jumped up there and used that timeout when I saw they were struggling against the press. So, that one's on me.